BB Davis, publisher and founder of 1021 Magazine. I'm coming to you live. It is 5:15 p.m. I'm going to be on and off real quick, but it will be ongoing coverage. Welcome to our live coverage as we have chaos in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. I have CNN on the background here, as well as we have editors within the DMV, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We have editors on the West Coast. We have our editors everywhere and our interns, and they're keeping up to the minute. But for our editors and interns within the DMV, we want them to stay safe as they give us our reports of what is happening. Today has been monumental, but not in a more positive and yin way. In the beginning, because of the Constitution of America, of the United States, for democracy, no matter who wins the outcome, what we have been seeing for the past few years is the result of this chaos that is happening now, where people feel they are privileged to do whatever they want to do. And this has got to stop. What has happened today, the first few days as we are into the new year of 2021, there were 2 seats open to either have the Senate stay the same or change fully or change somewhat. The races were in the state of Georgia for 2 Senate seats. If the Senate seats can be changed from where they were as a Republican-held seat, then the Senate would still be the majority of the Republicans. The votes went in, voting ceased, the results came, and it turned. The voters of Georgia voted. If you exercise your right to vote, that is so great for you. If you did not exercise your right to vote, then that is no. The seats were changed from Republican to Democrat. So now, in the wake of the November 2020 elections, we have all Democrat in these houses and in these positions are of more power. President-elect Joe Biden will be president, God willing, for the inauguration for this month. His vice president will be Kamala Harris, Madam VP. The election results, as we stated before in the previous coverage, will be counted continually as things come in, but as far as the majority, it has already been set. So the Democrats still maintain control of the House, and the Democrats, they still maintain, well, they now have control of the Senate. Other major things that happened today that was more of a positive is when you had the Speaker and others within the branches of the House and the Senate from both sides came together and began to speak sense and to bring back what is so important and what should always have been important is that you follow the Constitution. You don't make things totalitarian, and you try your best as leader of the free world to cause division. And so it took this moment, which was long overdue, but it did come for the Republicans in the Senate to say, we have listened to the current president, of his concerns, of all of his allegations. We did all that to the best of our ability, and every time for things to go through the courts, everything came back saying the votes are just, the votes are valid, the people have spoken, for the popular vote and the electoral college votes have spoken. This is a legitimate win. Everything that was thrown at the courts, even from governors, it has been exhausted. No matter how you want to spin it, those of us who report and we try our best to keep our feelings out of things, that was a pretty hard thing to do for Mitch McConnell. To a certain degree, I feel. We will never know how hard because we are not in his shoes. But what he did do today was to step it up for what he has been sent to Washington and in the position that he is in to do, and what everyone in those positions should do, no matter what you are, Democrat, Independent, Republican. You honor the forefathers, you honor democracy, you honor that Constitution. Now, if you want to go out and be on the other side of history where you're looking like rampage, crazed, dazed, confused, but not so confused. That is your legacy, that is your legacy. But I think that a lot of people now are saying, what is my legacy going to be? What is my soul? What is my spirit? What did I start this from? Because of one person, you're just going to flip out and lose your mind and your legacy and your responsibility being elected by the people. So then from there, then we went into straight chaos where the Capitol has been breached. Never in the history of anybody living today and breathing today have they seen this. Breach by people who are in unrest because of the state of events and facts that have happened, because it has been followed by the Constitution. Only because of one person, and not just one, but others in the mix, if they are in the mix, to keep up this farce. And now these people, under our weakened administration, has breached the Capitol, sitting up in chairs. You're seeing the news reports. It is highly ridiculous. It is highly... If you didn't see it, you wouldn't believe it. And I keep saying, along with other responsible journalists, we look weak. We look foolish. We do not look like a superpower of the United States of America. And if you follow history, we have fell so low from whence we were. And we still have enemies outside of the country who are just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And then look at this. We look weak. We look foolish, disturbed. No one has a handle. Swoop. Swoop. But you can best believe that I still have faith in our military. I have faith in the military. They are on guard. And I keep that prayer always on our borders. Because if ever there was a time to strike, to look at that foolishness that's happening in our nation's capital, that they let them get in breached. Something is wrong here. You can't just look at the little picture, and it is foolish. You have to come together. This is a warning. This is a warning than ever before. If these little people can breach that, can you imagine what someone else in other countries who have much power are thinking? We have lost enough lives in wars where parents had to bury their dead. No creed, color, race, cultural background. Dead is dead. Preserving their countries. We have watched in this country as babies have been shot and killed because of foolishness in high schools. We've watched bombings of people going to the movies. We've watched people who are killed by the color of their own skin in churches. We've watched towers go down. The audacity of people calling loved ones, jumping from buildings, making calls and texts saying goodbye. The cameras are on, and we still can't get a handle. And then this is what's happening right now. We look weak. We look foolish. Because we have people in who went for the chaos instead of going for the Constitution. It must stop. It must stop. This internal within for the greater good, and then for others who do not feel our pain, as there are many others around the world that pray for us, but they do not feel our pain. There are some people who do not, and they thrive on this. We have to get it together. We have to get it together. There is ongoing situations that are still happening to get a handle on these people. They need to make the arrest. They need to make sure that these people that breached, they need to make sure that they get everyone that they can. And that is what you call terrorists within. Because they've gotten into the Capitol where your party, this party, look, you can't look at it like that. It's people who are serving. Everybody was compromised. Because guess what? Once they breach, they're not sitting there saying, oh, well, wait a minute, don't touch that person because they are Republican. Wait a minute, try and that person because they're Democrat. They don't look at that.
Looking at now is Metropolitan Police from Washington, D.C., who just before this 6 p.m. curfew have moved in here to push out the rioters. They have been shouting, move back, at this crowd of hundreds, if not more, Trump supporters on the western side of the Capitol building. This, Wolf, is where in exactly 14 days' time, President-elect Biden will be inaugurated. In the back,
they will have that on lockdown. Now, we did get special information, and it's probably, especially with the way that social media is played out, there are a lot of things that we cannot talk about at all, those of us who have access for the inauguration. But what they will not have, and that was done before this chaos of having the lockdowns and all of that because of the breach of the Capitol. Can't believe that I'm just saying that. They will not have the parade. That was already in play, that they would not have the parade. So expecting Biden and Harris and family to be out like that, no, that will not happen. So good people, even wherever you are, because this was calculated and they should have been prepared for this. So now, what do you do in between before the inauguration. The military, in my honest opinion, they need to listen to themselves at this point and come in and protect that perimeter of everyone in the House and in the Congress. No matter who you are, protect them. They need to protect and high alert in any city, small town, and everything. Everyone needs to watch themselves and stay on high alert because there are a lot of calculating things that are happening. But as of right now, we're going to stay up to date, and we'll be back in a few hours. Make sure you watch your preferred local channels. We're not going to answer this. We have an incoming call coming, and that's probably one of my editors and some of the interns because I'm out moving in these streets.
Push your hands-free calling button.
So I will not answer that call here and compromise what is going on. But we thank you for locking in. Watch your surroundings and look at your preferred news channels. That way they can keep you abreast of what's going on. And watch your surroundings and just be safe with everything. Not just for who may surround in your neighborhoods, but how you answer calls. If you may pick up a phone call and it might... Listen first, and if it sounds like something threatening, just hang up and call your law enforcement. We'll be talking about a lot of these things, but we're going to stay and listen into this. This is what's happening in America for the 2021. God bless America, and more to come. I'm BB Davis, publisher and founder of 1021 Magazine, and we will be back with more coverage right here, live stream on YouTube.